Oh, let me button this up. Oh, I don't need that button. It's Friday. It's the happy half hour. Hello. Hello, all. Welcome aboard. Welcome abroad if you're traveling from abroad. Sometimes there's people from abroad here. So I'm present and accounted here. Whoopsie. I'm present and accounted here. It is, what's happening now? I'm getting over my, hello, Amy. Hello, Sister Sue. Hello, Jeff. And hello, Flavia. Greetings to you. And Joan, I can see that you're here as well. Hello. So yeah, feeling fine from my COVID. All's well. I'm cleared to be released back into the general population now because I've done my asymptomatic days. And Ouija, peace. And Pick, hello, greetings to you. What are you saying? Hey, Jake. Oh, you have heat, finally. Ooh, hooray. I don't have heat in the... Well, I do have a space heater in the Kimbo. It's a bit cool. Trina, good to see you. Oh, Trina, I found a letter that you wrote me from the... Oh, gotta be 1990 or something like that. It seemed like it was the mildest type of cold. Oh, yes. My Varinus was not horrible, Christopher. Yep, it's all well. Rich, happy hump day. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't horrible. I'm back in business. I went back. Today was my first day being able to go back to jiu-jitsu since November when we went up to Big Bear and then came back from that, and we had some kind of cold virus, and then Belinda had her stem cell transplant. So today was my first day back, and oh my God, there was a lot of squatting down. My legs are so sore. Uh-oh, it's a surprise visit from Lady Jerry. It's time to mask up.
You got to mask up.
We got to mask up. She's still a bit worried about me. And I'm worried about her, too.
I'm worried. Aren't you guys worried about it?
You want to sit in the chair?
I'm just going to say a quick hi because I'm off to meet my friend Annie.
Yeah.
Hey, guys. Yeah, that camera work is by Lord Jerry.
Yeah. Oh,
he's a bit of a menace.
Great.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
He's a bit of a dentist.
I know what I'm doing.
Hey, guys. It's really good to see you. Hello, Jeff. Hi, Joan. Oh, my goodness. So, guys, I'm feeling pretty good. You know, I mean, I'm still just a Flavia. Hello, Scott. Oh, my God. Scott sends me such beautiful pictures all the time. Hi, Amy. It's so nice to see you guys. So here's the thing. I'm doing pretty good. I'm on day 46 out from the stem cell transplant. In another 14, they'll stick that fucking corkscrew thing in my back and we'll work out where I'm at. Hey, Betsy. Hello, Cindy. David. Yes, Belinda the blinker. I'm not convinced I do blink, but, you know, my eye definitely feels way better, so it must be doing something right.
Ouija thinks you look like you're ready to rob a bank.
I know. I'm in deep disguise. And
this hat is really working for you.
Yeah, this is, my, well, I'm going down to the beach. I put some sunblock on my ears, and I'm going, my friend Annie is so sweet. She's got a picnic, so,
oh, wow, you're going to have a picnic on the beach.
Jen, I just was wearing your hat, but I'm going to the beach, so I need a hat with a brim. But either Jake or I, he won't be here next Friday, so...
No, I won't be here next Friday.
Oh, well, then I'll be wearing my beautiful pink and purple striped hat knitted by Jen in Dos Semanas Mas. La buena gente.
Jen wants to know why you're near COVID face, so I guess I'll move out of the way.
Well, because Jake's tested positive, and so I've got to be so careful. They know that. They know that, but
I told them I'll release back into the general population, but...
Yeah, he's allowed to be with the other people, but me, because I have a compromised immune system, we're allowed to watch TV together, but we have to be socially distanced and we have to have our masks on, and he's not allowed, no petting of the bald head right now. So, hello, Laura. Hello. So, so we've got to be super careful because, compromised immune system. I'm on a list at UCLA. They just get a little handful of the monoclonal antibody. But here's the thing, it doesn't work. It's only partially effective for Omicron. It works for Alpha and Delta. Well, they're long gone in the US. We've moved on. We're at the top of COVID. New Zealand is just getting Delta. It's like, come on, New Zealand, you're way behind the pandemic ball here. We're like out in front. Anyway, so I might get the monoclonal antibody and blah, blah, blah. I have to get a new COVID vaccine in 2 weeks. Ridiculous.
Talk about your fitness regimen. What have you been doing?
So I'm back to doing Tai Chi. I did some weights today. Lord Jerry gave me some, stuff, some pointers on how to get more out of my weights. I'm on the ball to get my back going. Yeah, I'm back at it. I'm sick of, living a sedentary life, and I'm walking. We went for a nice walk to Hotchkiss Park last night. So I'm on the road back, ladies and gentlemen. The submarine went down, and now she's on her new stem cell, like emergency power. She's coming back up. So she was headed down, and now she's coming back up. That's how I describe it. The submarine, and then.
What's your favorite food right now?
Oh, well, I love croissants with mashed avocados all over them, and I'm quite keen. I really like. I make a farro bowl with some poached eggs, and I put delicious sauce on it, and
this is how Whole
vegetables.
Foods is going to crap. I was at Whole Foods to buy farro the other day, and I asked the guy where the farro was, and he goes, "What is it?"
Yeah, they don't even know what farro is at Whole Foods anymore. Thank you, Jen. Talking about knitting, my other friend who's a fabulous knitter, like you, Kaya, knitted me this, which is very sweet. And it's really lovely, so it feels cozy. Oh, hello, Mark Jeffy. Gary, it's great to, I can't see you, but it's great to read you. Okay, I better go, otherwise I'll be late for Annie and I'll seem like an ingrate.
Yeah, Lady Jerry's got some appointments.
Yeah, love you guys very much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, so there.
And you too, Lord Jerry.
Yeah, I love you too.
Bad.
I love you too. Check this out. It's my face.
Want to see mine?
Ooh, your face.
Yeah,
nice.
face. I put some lips on.
And if you'd like to see her bald head, you can go to her Instagram and check that out. It's pretty nice. Love you too, Todd. Thank you. Half your house is positive, half your house is negative. Rich. Yeah. Well, this is a weird time because we all want to be negative. Usually you don't want to be negative. I don't want to be negative. I'm trying to be positive. I've got a set tonight. So I did jiu-jitsu today. I'm doing it all today. Oh my God. I went and got a nail taken out of my tire. I've been to Whole Foods. I did jiu-jitsu. I'm going out to do a comedy set at the Improv here in LA tonight. Check my right cuff buttons. Oh, which right cuff is, oh yeah, I've got, oh yeah, that's a real problem. That's actually my left cuff because I forgot to, let me help everyone. You may notice from the background that there's problems here, and that's what's been wrong since the beginning. How about that? We've had this problem since the beginning, and now I'm going to straighten it out. Usually I do that. That's part of the pre-show prep to do that. But you won't be surprised that I forgot some of the pre-show prep. Poached eggs and croissants. Oh my God, if I knew how to poach an egg, Rich, I think I could get elected Pope of our house. Have I had a negative Uranus test? No, Rachel, because according to the CDC, among others, I can wind up testing positive into the future, even though that I've been asymptomatic. I took an antigen test that was positive a few days ago, and the doctor said you're cleared to go out because you're asymptomatic, and it's been 6 or 7 days. So all of that's happened. Jeff, I'd love to see you at the Improv too. It is bizarro world, Rich. Waiting to see the Janet Jackson documentary on A&E tonight. That does sound interesting, Cindy. We've been making it through our second season of Beforeigners. I had watched the whole first season, as you know, from a while ago, and I got Lady Jerry into it. I was a little surprised, but she bit and liked it. And so we're about halfway through season 2 of Beforeigners, and she and I are both enjoying that. And so that's good. I'm not going to be, because I've got the show tonight, my legs are so sore. I can seriously barely bend over to tie my shoes because my hamstrings tighten up so tight from jiu-jitsu. I definitely realized what I should have been doing the last 2 months, and I can tell you in one word: squats. I should have been doing squats. I should have been squatting down. Second season of A Foreigner's is going great. Can't wait to watch this week's. Laura, I didn't realize they were releasing it week by week. I wonder if we're even caught. We might be caught up because we've been going at it. So what was I going to do? Oh, I found this picture. I think those of you who've been here since the beginning remember our friend Ramon from the beginning of the Daily Briefing. I found this painting that he made and sent in. So I was thinking about Ramon today, and I hope if he ever peers in that he's doing well and all that. So what's the difference in preparation for a set like tonight and a scheduled gig? Ouija. So my set's going to be kind of stiff. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Well, Ouija, I've been going over my notes from show. My set. I've been listening to sets that I've been doing since the pandemic, which only amounts to basically September is when I started doing some sets, and I did some half-hour sets with Christella. So I've written down the bits that I was doing, and I've made I prioritized the ones of those that I like, and I am now going through old material to come up with greatest hits jokes that I might intersperse in. And I bought these playing cards that are blank on one side, and so I'm going to write old greatest hits bits on the playing cards, and I'm basically going to kind of go with the game plan of about a half hour of material that I'm happy with that I had been doing. I've also got new material that I want to disperse in, and then I've got the playing cards with the greatest hits that I can stick in there. And so between all of that, I think it's going to be a fun week in Minneapolis, and time will tell. I'll let you know. BTW, by the way, I'm going to be flying to Minneapolis on Tuesday, and so if I get to the hotel in time, I will do the show from Minneapolis because I don't have a show that night. It's such a tight thing to get there before their actual show. But if I'm in Minneapolis in the hotel at 6 p.m., I'll do the show, which would be, or 5 p.m. Oh God, the time thing. It'll be 5 equals 3 here. So I maybe on Tuesday a little iffy as to whether I can do the show, but I will try, and I will do something even if I'm a little bit late on Tuesday next week, and then Friday I'll let you know what I know. Rachel, yes, you're saying thank you to Jake Fest about the questionnaire, the Jake Fest questionnaire. Yes, I think Ouija, you did a great job with that. And I'm looking forward to finding out some of the results. I think generally it's going to be tough to get people to travel, and we don't have a massive crew for Jake Fest. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. You texted Dave. You don't know where he is, Jen. Well, people have lives. Look, it's hard for me to even be here. I can tell you that much. Trina, Jill Hogan and you are planning to come to one of my Minneapolis shows. That would be great. If you can let me know which one of those you're coming to. I don't know if my number is the same as it's been since 1990. And so you can probably call me or text me, or Deke will have it. And I'm going to get in touch with him. So maybe I can see him and you and Jill. We can have lunch. How about that? Oh, there's Ouija. There's the link. There's a link in the chat. If you're watching this and you're interested in having some input into Jake Fest, you can do that. How many of us can fit into the Kimbo for Jake Fest? Well, Rachel, the problem is if the Kimbo is coming to Jake Fest or not. It depends on where it is, but probably not that many. Size-wise, it's pretty small. And did I say people have lives picked? Yes, I did. I'm giving everybody credit. You'll sleep on top of the Kimbo. Well, Jen, that's where the solar panel is. I can't have you blocking my solar panel. Or maybe I can. Ouija, is it recommended to sleep, or Mr. Predicto, sorry, Ouija. Mr. Predicto, is it recommended to sleep on top of the Kimbo?
It is a
No. Well, Ouija says it's fine to sleep on top of the Kimbo. So there you have it. VIP Kimbo passes. Yeah, it's all going to be part of the Patreon. Uh, how many digits do 1990 vintage home phone numbers have? Well, David, you do have to dial the 1, even if you're local now. That was different. Should I do a question from the question? Oh no, you know what we like to do on Friday is a little film from the producer's directory of spring 1991. This is just a year after I got my phone number. Well, do we want comedy? Action adventure is always fun. The Prowess. It's a feature, action adventure. It's by Stacy and James of Hollywood, Florida, from 1991. Copyright WGA 1990. Oh, Rich, you got tickets for April 1st. Awesome. The Prowess is a latter-day pirate movie gleaned from today's headlines, which is yesterday's headlines now. The story concerns a man by the name of Alex Slade, who forms a friendship with 2 Englishmen, Steve and Marshall Powers, during their stay at a kung fu school in Hong Kong. Well, I would say that's nobody's going to Hong Kong to go to a kung fu school right now. Hong Kong's a little dodgy. The Powers men and Alex separate, Slade going on to become a drug lord in Colombia, as you do. Once you get good at kung fu, you move to Colombia and become a drug lord. Marshall and Steve become Interpol officers. Oh, I see where this is going. This is going to be a real problem between these kung fu people. Steve and Marshall, they're working for Interpol. They're the English guys, and Alex, who it seems like is an American, he's the king of the drug lords. When he concocts a brilliant scheme to smuggle drugs into the United States via World War II era submarines. Sounds like a great idea. I don't know where you get a World War II era submarine, but we'll leave that up to Steve. And I'm sure it's all covered in the more extensive script. This will bring him back into contact on the opposing side of Marshall, Steve and the U.S. Navy carrier battle group in an exciting air-sea confrontation in the Caribbean. Wow. That is exciting. That is exciting. And so it is, they're pirates in the Caribbean, and I think this is before the Pirates of the Caribbean. And Colombian drug lords, you learn a little kung fu, and next thing you think you're a drug lord. Let me tell you something. I recommend against it. Anybody who's looking to get into drug lording right now, I'm going to just say, look, stand-up comedy is no picnic, especially nowadays. Very competitive. The money's not the same as when I started, in terms of clubs at least. And but I would recommend you go into stand-up comedy before you become a drug lord. And that's just my advice, based on, well, I'm watching that Power show on Hulu, also from Stars, and I have to say, when I saw, spoiler alert, when I saw 50 Cent, the rapper actor, he's playing a character in it. When he killed his son, that was it. No more drug lording for me. I'm out. Those guys are a little too ruthless. And so that's my advice. All right. Rich, you turned 15 in 1991. Well, good for you. Good for you. Happy 15th birthday to you. I wasn't there, and I'd like to make up for it. Dave says he's driving lost at the corner of Ghetto and Hood. I told him to stay away from... Oh, Jen, I can't even repeat that. I think you should include visit to the ER and buying a flask bit on my set. David, I will. I will include that. I don't know if I'm going to be doing it, but I'll write it on a card and see what comes up. Michael, greetings. I see that you're here all the way from, I think it's Switzerland, but I could be wrong. Change the subject. Any opinion on the group of Republicans proposing to legalize medical marijuana? Cindy, I'm for it. I feel like we should be legalizing marijuana. Forget about medical marijuana. In fact, I'm for legalizing even more drugs than that, and then providing counsel. I don't think everybody should be doing drugs, but I feel like we're wasting our time and our money shooting at people and putting them in prison for the rest of their lives when they're hurting themselves. Michael, joining late from Switzerland. I was right. Quite military tonight. We only have the Swiss Guard protecting the Pope, so not really warriors. Yeah, well, Swiss Guard. Those uniforms really kind of don't project a menacing. I think the Swiss Guard uniforms. I feel like all military should have to wear those Swiss Guard uniforms because it really kind of takes a lot of the menace out of the military. Unlimited growth in the tragic comedy biz. Yes, Scott, well, you are right about that. Jen, you're for legalizing. Yes, I get it. Okay. And Flavia, you're also for legalizing. Okay. We need to treat addiction as a health problem, not a criminal problem. Rich DeChooch, we're all on the same page here. Michael, you're voting for legalizing intelligence these days. Well, I would vote for that, but unfortunately, forget about defunding the police. We're defunding our schools as fast as we can here in America because it's easier to get dummies to vote for what you want them to do. And that's regardless of which side of the political thing you're on. It's just dummies are easier manipulated. Although maybe that's not true now that I think about it. They always say that in hypnosis, it's more effective on the people who are smarties who think they cannot be hypnotized, get hypnotized all the time. Bob weighing in, total agree on legalization. Used to train in karate with the head of the FBI undercover drug operations, and he told you that they never stop it. He thinks legalization is the way to go. Well, there you go. The FBI weighing in. How about that? The FBI weighing in. That's great. Did he ever have any tangle with any drug lords trying to bring drugs in on a World War II era submarine? Because that sounds like I think this movie, which was meant to be an action adventure in 1991, is now turning into a little bit of a comedy. And if we can get Ryan Reynolds as the drug lord on that submarine, he doesn't usually play a bad guy, but maybe he's one of those anti-heroes. I like it, and this will be a real jackpot for those two who wrote that thing. Death penalty for dealing fentanyl. Yes, Pick, you're right. I think the problem with that fentanyl is people are putting it in and you don't know that you're selling it when you're a drug lord. This is one of the other downsides of drug lords. A lot of times you're selling things that you don't even understand what you're selling. We are getting Russian subs off the coast of Ireland. Is that right, Sue? We're getting Russian subs off the coast of Ireland? What are they doing? I thought they were busy. Well, I guess Kiev, or Kiev. They changed the pronunciation of that on us. I had read this article about Kiev, in the New York Times Magazine just a month or two ago about how awesome it sounded. Kiev sounds like Berlin, what Berlin was in the 1980s when I missed my chance to go to Berlin and experience how kind of wild and arty underground party scene. But that's what Kiev sounded like. But I'm not going to Kiev right now either. Do you know the mayor of Kiev is what's his name? Vitaly Klitschko, world heavyweight boxing champion, and the president of the Ukraine is Zelensky is a stand-up comedian. So I do have to say that I feel like Ukraine is doing a lot of things right, and it would be a real shame if the Russians rained on that parade. Jen and Bobby are going at it there. Oh, underwater comm cables, new strategic front. Scott, yeah. Klitschko is a freaking hero. Nice, Jen. Yeah, I think I think the undersea communication cables, cutting those, that's like James Bond from 15 years ago or more. I feel like nowadays the Russians are doing what the cheap solution, which is you hire a bunch of people to mess with our heads on social media and pretend that they're Republicans, pretend that they're Democrats, pretend that they're socialists, pretend that they're the Antifa, if that's even a friggin' thing. I think half of the Antifa, half of the radical conservative people on the internet are Russians trying to mess with us. That's my theory. But there you go. He's married to Bill or Hayden Panettiere Klitschko. Well, David, I'm going to have to Google. I don't know who those are, but I'm assuming they're supermodels, right? Russians are going to tap into undersea cables and insert more pop-up ads. Ouija, totally possible. They're probably making money off of that. Do the Jerrys have any weekend plans besides the show tonight? Well, I'm doing the show tonight, and then on the weekend, I think Lady Jerry Belinda has organized. Vladimir's married to the lady. Yeah, I think you might be right, but I didn't read that about Vitaly. But Vitaly is the one who's the mayor. I'm pretty sure of that. I Googled that just this morning. I think I can remember it in spite of being knocked down several times at jiu-jitsu. Our weekend plans involve a little bit of socializing on the deck. We're going to have friends come and visit and sit. The two of them, I think, are going to sit. They can sit next to each other, and then Belinda and I will have to be separated by 6 or 8 feet. And I think I could be next to them, our guests, but I'm not sure how the math of all of this works, because in my mind, I'm invincible now because I've have the antibodies from the Omicron, and also I'm triple vaccinated. But who knows? David, you got some weekend plans of a snowstorm? Yeah, snowstorms hitting the East Coast. Who knows what the weather's going to be like in Minneapolis on Tuesday when I fly in, but I hope I'm not going to be flying into a blizzard. I know it's going to be freezing effing cold. Cindy, all East Coasters stay warm. That's sweet of you. You're there in the Midwest, just down the river from Minneapolis. How's it looking for me on Tuesday when I'm coming in? I know I could check the internet. This isn't the best use of a live show, but it is the Friday Happy Half Hour. I think I'm going to have a little sip of my delicious water. I know it's usually happy hour drinking alcoholic beverages, but I'm not doing that. I'm off the sauce a little bit because I'm getting back on the jiu-jitsu, and I need all the advantages that I get. David, you're saying you could all be closer and wear those full body costumes from The Naked Gun. I like it. I think now people are kind of chilling out a little bit now that everybody is going to have had it in a couple weeks. Bob, you're visiting Chicago this week. 8 inches of snow last night. Oh, I pity the fool that's in Chicago this week. And I do too. It's double Mr. T's on a Friday. Supposed to get down to the 30s in Miami this week. You haven't even looked at what's expected in Atlanta. Oh my goodness, Laura. Well, stock up on the Rice Krispie treats if they have them. And let's all try and stay warm. I think we're going to have to do our best on that. I think we've got time. Well, I know we don't really have time, but I'm going to ask myself a question from the question box just because parting, I don't want to leave just yet. What's the funniest thing that happened on the playground? What's the funniest thing that happened on the playground? Man, I can't remember any things on the playground. Vaxxed, boosted, and survivors were superheroes. Freaking superheroes, Gary. You're right. We're right. We're going to straight to the top. You have a few boxes of KN95s. Sure, you could bring a bunch to Jake Fest if needed. I don't know if we're going to need KN95s at Jake Fest because who knows what's going to be happening at that time. Ed, you just made it just in time. It's almost the end. You fell off something and broke your ankle on the playground, Jen? Shocker. That is a shocker. You've been falling down since you were a little kid. We're going to live with the roaches after the apocalypse. I got news for you, Rich. we're living with the roaches right now. You just can't see them, but they're all over. That's when I lived in San Francisco and we had an apartment full of roaches. The exterminator was like, "Look, you can't just kill them. You can't kill them. You can only make them go to the other apartment. That's why you get the exterminator to come and spray in a big city. You're not killing the roaches. Maybe you kill a couple of them, but mostly they're just like, this is terrible," and they go to your neighbor's house. All right. It's now time for Seize the Day. It's time for Seize the Day. I'll see you tonight, seizing the day, at the Improv here in Hollywood, California, and I will see you next week in Minneapolis. I'm going to be in Minneapolis February. What is it? 2, 3, 4. It's going to be Tuesday through Saturday, and then I will be in San Francisco March 17, 18, 19, and then I'll be in Chicago, Illinois at Zanies March 31 and April 1 and 2. So there's all your gigs that are coming up that I'm doing, and I hope to see as many of you there pre-Jake Fest as possible. I hope I'm here on Tuesday. I'm going to do the best I can. All right, today's Seize the Day is from Tal Ben-Shahar. Tal Ben-Shahar. Things don't always happen for the best, but we can make the best out of what happens. That's what we're doing. If life gives you COVID, try and get your groceries delivered and ride it out. But, do your best. Make the best with what you've got. Your son lives in Chicago. We'll get him to come to Zanies. Thank you, Ed. That would be appreciated. On the 31st and 1st, I think I'll be at the downtown Zanies on Wells Street, and then I'll be out in Rosemont on the 2nd. And they're both great, but Rosemont's out by the airport. A little easier parking, a little bigger club, but the Zanies downtown is classic and well worth the visit if he lives near there. So that's it. Zanies on Wells. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Ed. All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. Jeff, thank you for that line. And as always, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Be nice to a jerk. I know that there's a lot of pushback on being nice to a jerk out there, but don't forget that you are the jerk to someone else out there. And so the reason you're being nice to a jerk is hopefully that jerk is going to be nice to you. And then once that starts happening, it's really going to be a happy half hour. All right. What's the last thing I always say? Oh, that's right. Don't give up. There'll be plenty of time to give up later. I look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. If I can't do the show right at 3 California time, I'm going to do it on the hour at some time after that. Maybe on the half. I don't know what I'm going to do. Look, just don't leave the book of faces. Bob, you have some friends that are jerks, but you really love them. Yeah, me too. It's you listen. If you're getting it, if this is why I'm advising against getting into the drug lord business, but the comedy business, because you can make friends with a lot of really entertaining jerks. It's a great life, I have to say. So far. All right, can't wait to get back on stage tonight. So great to be back on the mat today, man. I feel so blessed to be having the day that I'm having today, and I hope that you guys all have a great weekend. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.